10 seconds remaining.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the game show Global Esports Cup. It's the second series of the day, second one for SVW as well. They lost against CIS Rejects. Now they're going to have to try their luck up against Aspera. We'll see how well they do here in this new patch. I'm Mike Loris, going to be joined by Llama Down Under. I don't know if you have had any experience yet with the patch, but we can see Lifeslither is banned out early, which is definitely new.
Yeah, I have, and in the games that I had caught, Invoker was banned out. I was hoping to see him picked up. He got a big buff, so did Nanks. But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see some pretty standard stuff, as people are still getting used to the new patch, and then maybe some out there picks. But out of these heroes, Lina, of course, did receive a big buff. Quap received a little one. I know Earthshaker. Yeah, oh sorry, Lina nerfed, Quap nerfed a little. I feel like Quap's nerf was like barely anything. But Earthshaker lost a little bit of damage on that fissure, and I've already seen it cause lack of kills, you know, people thinking they can just get a kill with a fissure, and then it's not enough damage. So.
Yeah, the thing is that that in and of itself is only sometimes going to be relevant if you have a lot of extra follow-up. But if your Shaker's going to be hanging around the mid lane with your Lina, then you expect that to be getting kills, but not only did the fissure get hit with the damage nerf, but also the LSA did. So in total, you're doing like at level 1 with both those skills, like 100 or something less damage. That is a significant kick in the crotch to that type of lane. So yeah, though this is a very previous patch type of opening, and I still think it can get to a very good place. It's right now not as strong as SVW may expect it to be. Clockwork, Queen of Pain, they get the long range initiation, lots of mobility. And, well, SVW do have a couple of stuns already, but, you know, Clockwork, a very early pick. I don't think it was touched too much if he was touched at all. So, you know, always going to be that safe offlaner.
Yeah, and also a lot of people really like him to counter the Lina just because she can't get off her spells very easily under that battery assault. And since he hasn't received any buffs or nerfs, we're still not sure. Some of the old offlaners who used to be viable received some buffs, but I don't think anybody knows if they're actually viable yet. Like, Centaur got a little buff. Don't know if that makes him actually playable in lane, so people probably going to prefer Darkseer and Clockwork still.
Yeah, also Tidehunter, Centaur, always those sometimes mainstay offlane heroes that have fallen off in some stages. Elder Titan, also a hero that we used to see in that offlane if SVW really want to go for that. In fact, right now, like, Elder Titan will be great with Shaker and Lina, but you know, we'll see. With the Anti-Mage and Dazzle to be banned out first, Winter Wyvern, seems like both teams just, you know, gonna pretty much stay on track here as they go for, you know, the usually more powerful heroes to be banned out. Maybe still, well, I don't know, maybe not. Phantom Lancer, is he still?
He got a little bit of a change, and Anti-Mage, I was a bit surprised. He got a very small nerf, it felt like. The other one I'm going to be interested to see if teams still think he's effective is Tusk. Tusk got a big nerf, in my opinion, but he still has a lot of utility, and I wouldn't be surprised if folks still try to run him as an offlane or a support, just because he can be so mobile, he can set up those terrain-blocking ice shards, and either way, we're going to be seeing whatever this lost ban out is taking quite a bit of time. And the other issue just being that there are a lot of things that heroes that got very small buffs that maybe make them a bit better. Like Venge, she got a bit of a buff on her agi gain, but also her move speed. And like as a hero with a single targeted stun, a move speed buff could be pretty big, but won't know until somebody decides to pick her up.
Venge, Venomancer, those older support heroes, Poison Nova is now pretty freaking ridiculous. It was always a really, really high damage tool, but now it's just, oh my god, that thing, if you land it on 3 or 4 heroes, you just drag out the fight for a couple seconds and it's gonna wreck them. We're actually paused right now since it seems like their captain disconnected, so I guess that gives us extra time to discuss. Something that is interesting to see is the Undying ban out. The change from Tombstone, from, you know, health pool to a certain number of hits, now like kind of Supernova-esque. First of all, it's kind of glitched, we think, because Phantom Lancer illusions counted as attacks, but what do you think about Undying being banned out so early?
Yeah, I think it's just another case of people aren't quite sure how strong it'll be, because of course it does help him scale a little bit better, that it's a constant number of hits. I mean, it makes him weaker early game, but it does, one of the major problems of Undying is that late game, if you can two-shot the Tombstone, it's not causing any problems at all. So it would help him, but yep, Phantom Lancer picked up again. And it's just, the only really big nerf he got was that his doppelganger cost point was increased from 0 to something. and that might make you able to pick him off or catch him out instead of him just doppling away from everything.
We've seen quite a few times now Phantom Lancers just dodging a Sonic Wave because it's very obvious when a Sonic Wave is coming. You just doppelgang instantly and you're usually good to go. He also got a slight hit to his Agi, which is definitely going to hurt him down the line, but late game Phantom Lancer with 0.4 less agility per level is still going to be a late game Phantom Lancer. Pretty much no questions asked. So I think this is still a pretty safe way to go for SVW. The Phantom Lancer plus Shaker in the lane, add someone else on top of it like a Witch Doctor, and they can conceivably get kills on the Clockwork, who is most likely for the Aspera side, just going to be played by Afterlife, just going to be played in that offlane role.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really hoping we see some new stuff, but I think they might just fall into older patterns, maybe something like a Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor got an interesting change. The Death Ward does more damage now, but you don't get bounces for free at level 3, so you kind of feel like picking up Ags is very necessary. But I've seen it in earlier games, and the additional damage on the Death Ward was not something folks were expecting. Folks were standing in it, used to the old Death Ward, where they can take quite a few more hits. So I think Witch Doctor's still a really strong support, and something that Aspera needs on their lineup. But as we just talked about, there are a lot of options for heroes that have been changed, and it's going to be... I know, I'm just interested to see how this Lina with the nerf, as you mentioned, does mid, because it used to be a Lina and an Earthshaker could kill off a Quap, right? You land a Fissure, you land a Light Strike Array. But minus 100 damage, she's going to be blinking away more often than not, and this hard mid lane might come back to bite them. But instead, a Rubik makes a lot of sense. A lot of good spells to steal already, and you get that 0 cost point as a Rubik.
Yeah,
so.
Shaker and Lina, especially having the high value skills to steal. Phantom Lancer is definitely not as much so, but I think this Lina is the problem of Lina, or the change to Lina is going to be affecting her even more so now because she's up against the Queen of Pain specifically. Up against a Shadow Fiend, though you're doing a little bit less damage with your spells, you're still going to have that follow-up right-click damage from the Lina, which is pretty quick with Fiery Soul. The Queen of Pain is just going to blink away straight after, and that is going to really amplify the effects of the nerfs in this lane. But Rubik, just maybe to offer that a little bit of control combined with the Clockwork in some portions of this game, but really he just wants to make sure that Lina and Earthshaker are very, very careful about what they cast last. If you end up giving a Fissure to the Rubik as an Earthshaker, you feel so bad about it.
Yeah, definitely. And Rubik didn't get touched at all, so if Earthshaker blinks in, can maybe get off that telekinesis to help out his team. And CM, she got a buff. It's not necessarily huge. CM has mana problems, so the fact that her cooldown on Crystal Nova was reduced, maybe not actually helping her, because she needs a lot of mana to cast all of her spells, but it's something where when you're chasing someone and they're getting away in the jungle, having that cooldown reduced can really help you catch up.
And it's maybe going to answer the age-old problem of CM players, do I get Nova or do I get Frostbite? Nova just feels slightly better now than it used to be. I don't know if that's going to tip the scales in favor of Nova, but either way, Crystal Maiden, 9 times out of 10, is going to be getting that aura. Wants to get the mana regeneration, not only for herself, but also for the likes of Phantom Lancer, Shaker, and Lina, who all benefit so much more from being able to spam their skills. CM is going to be very useful just to keep in the jungle, and we are going to see that Elder Titan here from the Aspera side. I don't know in what capacity he's going to be played, since usually Elder Titan, Clockwork fill the same role. One of these two heroes I think is going to be playing a more supportive role.
Yeah, I think Elder Titan will be support. We've seen some changes that I think make him much more viable as support again, and it's something I'm really excited for. The sticky time on his aura got buffed, and it's just one of those things where the fact that when the spirit's coming back, the aura, the minus armor aura, is still applied, and your allies can come in and do a lot of damage. Really powerful on an Elder Titan. So, and I think they'll just keep using him as a support that way. But we will see. I'm excited because I feel like Elder Titan, after we saw him being played so successfully in the competitive meta, just got nerfed out of it. Mm-hmm. And finally, Gyro and Silencer lost round bans. So I don't think Silencer got changed.
Silencer's just really good up against Elder Titan. If you avoid the stomp, then you're gonna make sure, or if you see the stomp coming, you just global silence, and then Elder Titan is screwed. So I think that ban is pretty much just to protect the Elder Titan, protect the Clockwork and Queen of Pain also, who are very combo reliant, just want to get their skills off in quick succession, and interruptions really does hurt them a lot. SVW, they're going to ban out the Gyrocopter now. It does seem like the Sparrow are looking for a hero just to put in that safe lane played by 1101 and just try to get them some farm. And Gyrocopter is a hero that combos very well with Elder Titan. Amplifies, or gets the amplification bonuses from Natural Order double, since he is very much so a mixed damage hero.
Yeah, and they're gonna go with that Spirit Breaker, hoping to, charge the backlines. And Phantom Assassin, okay, her changes are kind of funny. I'm hoping to see some of them in action. Her change, I believe, is the Stifling Dagger.
Applies on her effects, right?
Yeah, so you can throw a dagger and proc lightning, or something silly.
The crash?
Oh yes, I don't know about you, but I have been crashing like mad as a spectator this patch.
Yeah. Every single time, I think, the first time you load in, you're gonna crash. The second time, you may crash, but you might not, so this is out of our hands. But Stifling Dagger now applies your on-hit effects, so Desolator or whatever, pretty good times. Blur is no longer delayed at all, which is nice, but not exactly huge. Phantom Assassin with Elder Titan, though, man, that hurts. And especially like CM, Super Soft, Lina, Shaker, all very vulnerable just to being jumped on and killed in literally one hit.
I think it's also pretty funny, now that Aura, right, you can throw out the Spirit and then she can throw Dagger. And just kind of, the Spirits come back.
It?
Oh, actually it might be, but maybe the procking of the lightning or something silly. I don't know. We'll see.
Maelstrom Daggers? That sounds sweet.
It
sounds terrible, but it sounds sweet.
Yeah. It's, I've tried it already in Overthrow. I used Overthrow as my test bed, just because you can try out a lot of things. So we'll see.
But lifesteal, right? Like, you should be able to lifesteal off of a dagger. That's
100%.
A lot. That's actually huge. And Phantom Assassin's build lifesteal, like, that is a standard build for any given Phantom Assassin. So just having that instant heal, if you're gonna get, even no crit, it's quite substantial. So we'll see how this Phantom Assassin actually pans out. She's gonna be going towards that safe lane played by a Sparrow, played by 1101 specifically. The Rubik's gonna be handled by Undefeated Gall. They've been working with a couple of different players, Asperis, so hopefully they can find themselves with a draft that works. Workin is going to be playing the Queen of Pain, has been doing some serious work with this hero. Arzeek is on the supporting Elder Titan, that is Afterlife on the clock.
Yeah, and on SVW, we've got Akela on that CM, Spirit Breaker being played by Noxik, Lina being played by Undine Ova, Phantom Lancer by Irun, finally in that bottom lane. The Clockwork got a really nice block off there. And then Earthshaker being played by Madden, who's taking quite a bit of damage. This is also just going to be a hard lane, right? PA, a hero that can harass very effectively with those daggers.
And he just made a small mistake there. He got way too close, ended up getting his clarity cancelled. Yeah. And like, even if you don't get super close, it's very easy to get your clarity cancelled because this range of Stifling Dagger is extraordinarily high. This Shaker is not going to be in for a great lane, like, just with these two heroes in and of itself, but also got to remember that Arzeek, he does amplify the damage. Elder Titan, if he does grab one hero with the Spirit, and it's going to be mad, and then the Fallout right clicks are going to hurt like hell. So.
And any magical stuff. I mean, Rubik's Fade Bolt isn't a huge amount of damage, but he does reduce magical resistance a little too. So we'll see whether Arzeek can really help out this lane. In the meantime, he's just stacking and pulling, and this is something that, melee supports can always do. He actually misses it. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. But having a grand old time. I'm interested in this mid lane. It looks like Quap has a little bit more CS right now, but she does have the... Oh, they actually have the same damage right now, going for the same build. So I'm just interested to see Earthshaker. Maybe beginning to roam, but he has been 100% spotted out. So Quap is going to play safely. Or maybe not need to.
Yeah, right? Crystal Maiden is also in her own jungle right now, so she just wants to get levels up, mostly just get Arcane Aura. The CM Lina combo is very, very effective, so if they somehow make that, put that all together, then they do have a chance of killing off this Queen of Pain. But until anyone comes into this lane, Queen of Pain is going to be just fine, as will Lina, honestly. Shaker is probably going to be the first one to rotate. Now we're going to run to Arzeek. Sees a haste rune. That's some good intel. Actually, but Udanova taking a lot of damage, actually. Working. Has used his blink already. Shadow Strike with the Spirit. I think she's just going to die to this. She has to deny herself and hope that the poison cooperates. Golem, one click. There it is. Arzeek gets nothing. And Madden, Kella, they're in the area, but they can't do anything to punish.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. As the Earthshaker, the haste rune helped him, maybe helped him save his ally there, but he probably was searching for a bounty just because of how painful this offlane is.
So but still, the bottle was delayed a lot. Udenova lost a lot of cash from that, and that's going to slow down her bottle. She needs that so badly right now.
Yeah. Afterlife actually really deep in this bottom lane, going on the Phantom Lancer. Finally, there's the Doppelganger, but he's been charged and he's been bashed once after it. So that bash chance has been changed to pseudo-random. I can't remember. It got changed so that maybe we won't see 10 bashes in a row, but here they come with the Frostbite coming out, and now you've locked the Spirit Breaker in with you. I don't know if that's the option you want. Clockwork is still really tanky, though. They need another hit. Is the charge on cooldown? It is, but no mana for it. So Clockwork gonna get out by the skin on his teeth.
Even with a small mistake there, he saw the Spirit Breaker coming, put up the cogs just slightly too late. Could have kept him completely safe. But you know what? He still has a Tango. He already chugged his salve. He'll be just fine down here. For the most part, Afterlife in a 1v2 lane up against 2 melee heroes, and for Clockwork, that is extremely comfortable. There will be situations when he's just going to get bashed one too many times, but other times just the cogs will keep him completely safe. He'll get charged, yes, but what's the follow-up? There is no follow-up since Phantom Lancer is not going to want to doppelgang into that, not at half HP at least.
Yeah, definitely. So either way, we're going to be having a look, though. The PA is farming really well. I think just because Phantom Lancer had that little bit where Clockwork did push him pretty successfully out of lane. PA is top when it comes to the net worth and the farming, and she's decided to go an Orb of Venom. So have some more slow on your slow.
I think it will apply the melee slow as well from Uv.
I'm not 100% sure of those interactions as well. That's one of those other interesting things where it's like, I believe it's applying all the effects as if she is melee, which is why it should still lifesteal Vlads and so on like melee, but we are not 100% sure. We've got a lift coming out on Matt, and they could throw a dag, and he's gonna, yep, there's the Orb of Venom coming off. PA not quite close enough, and although we can already see that double slow, not very nice.
And again, this is like not too much out of the ordinary build from a Phantom Assassin, from any given Phantom Assassin. She doesn't have Phantom Strike, which is a little bit weird. You're not going to get the kill on the Earthshaker without that tool, but it was the melee effect of the Orb of Venom that was applied right there. So lots of extra slow, and it's already just a good skill. Workin's going to get charged over in mid, but has a dagger onto Akella. They need to deny. They will get it as well. However, Queen of Pain does blink out. She has been just very unfortunate this co-op to get 2 almost kills, yet no real kills. Rubik still looking at Notchix. They still have Elder Titan in the area, but I don't think Elder Titan can actually help out here. In fact, Udenova is working with that Dragon Slave, and Workin has to be very careful because this bottle is actually empty right now, and it's only 5 minutes in, so no room.
There's a charge on bottom. On Afterlife again, they're going to try to surround him. Hope he doesn't push them away with his cogs, but he does it. He gets them in there again, and Afterlife may go down. He's slowed. They need 2 more attacks. Actually getting pushed by the cogs on Arun, so he has no more mana for a lance. Afterlife, he's got a juke. He might be able to deny himself to creeps, but these are the baby creeps. Assassin, Phantom Assassin, though, gets the first blood, and looks like Afterlife's going to get away. Yeah, just too much slow on the Earthshaker. Oh, they finally get him down there as well. Yeah. CM rotating in. You can't hide from that.
Yeah, she's so fast also, CM. But you know,
she has boots. She's
got boots. Earthshaker, though, on the receiving end of now a Phantom Strike Phantom Assassin. I unfortunately was watching the completely wrong fight, but Shaker's going to return. He should not be here, however. 1101 is going to take a couple of tower shots, but he still can't stick around because here comes the Stomp Madden. Going to get hit with that one. It's not going to last for a long time, but Undefeated Gall's going to come in, and 1101 just jumps right in. Dagger's not going to take the last hit, but Rubik gets the kill regardless. Do they have any regen here for the PA? They don't. So it's a little bit sketchy to stay up here, but still 2 very quick deaths for the Earthshaker up towards the top. Now the effects of this weak lane starting to come into practice.
And it's really one of those things where it wasn't previously, as you mentioned, it wasn't a lane that you previously had to... Oh, in mid we got Rock taking a lot of tower hits and a rocket. She tried to dive, but it looks like it didn't quite latch. But previously you wouldn't be so worried about a lane like this, but with Elder Titan being able to be in the lane, and then just that aura, and they're jumping in, throwing the slow on the daggers, like the double slow with the Orb of Venom, it's just too much for an Earthshaker to handle. There's a charge coming in mid, though. They're going to land the charge and the fissure. The Life Strike hits, and the Laguna Blade comes out. Queen of Pain is dead. The Stomp coming just way too late. I think that would have been hard to stop, though.
Yeah, I mean, there was 4 heroes there for SVW. They wanted that Queen of Pain dead, and they sure as hell got her. And that's all well and good and everything like that, but our Zeke now has a chance to get some experience, much needed experience, in the mid lane, and SVW commit, again, 4 heroes. As nice as it is to get the kill on the Queen of Pain, that is a steep cost. They're going to shuffle those heroes up towards top where they see the Phantom Assassin. She's at half HP, but she has a Helm of Iron Will. Very difficult to bring down. They need to chain stun her pretty well. Fissure is there, but Akela gets slowed down by the Rubik, and then a Sonic Wave flying through onto 3. Workin's going to jump forward, kill off the Crystal Maiden. Now they're also going to take down the Spirit Breaker and know that Madden's in the corner. Looks like he will be able to TP away, regardless of whatever skills they throw at him, but that lift up from the Rubik, that was pretty big. Kept the Crystal Maiden completely out of that fight.
Yeah, she didn't get any of her spells off before dying, and quick rotations, both mids have their ultimates, of course, because they hit level 6, and just Quap TPing up, also getting Ozzy coming up, saved the day, but CM back on the field because she's so low level. Maybe Quap is being charged again. Has picked up a haste though, so even if this latches, I don't know how much they can do, and charge is cancelled, so... I'm also wondering if we'll see any new item pickups. We do see Afterlife has that mango. It got, it became a little bit cheaper. It got a slight buff, but I don't know if we'll see any other items. I am not super sure on the item changes, but a number of
mostly just like cost tweaks, cooldown tweaks.
Yeah,
nice changes for sure, but nothing game breaking.
So, oh, except for the Glimmer Cape, of course. We have to mention Glimmer Cape got nerfed, as it feels like it should have been, but Glimmer Cape got heavily nerfed.
Also, apparently lifesteal on Dagger isn't a thing. Like, it's just not lifestealing, so... I don't know if that's, again, intentional. It seems like it shouldn't be. It seems like that should be an effect that Stifling Dagger has, but I guess nix everything we said about that. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm not super sure. I feel like it was meant to work, but we'll say, let me check, there's a little question mark. Okay, yeah, it doesn't say anything, all it says is does not guarantee a proc if the effect is chance-based.
Like Maelstrom.
Yeah, and I feel like it should be, but I can see that, you know, obviously there are bugs, and also maybe it just wasn't as clear in the patch notes, so I thought definitely daggers would be life-stealing.
Hey, not a big deal that it's not. Phantom Assassin, I do think, is still a viable hero just to pick up, especially if you're up against heroes like Lina and Shaker and CM, who you can just jump on and kill in just a couple of hits, especially once you get your BKB, which should be eventually built up on the PA. Like, she could jump in and worry about very little and just kill off everyone. So, yeah, even though she doesn't get that interaction, it's not going to be game-breaking for her. She's farming up an absolute storm, and a 1-0-3 score, it certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah, those early kills really pumping more farm into her. I'll be interested to see what item she goes. We have a charge coming out on Afterlife in that bottom lane. He puts up the cogs. It's going to push back the charge, but he has no mana. He's trying to walk it off, and it looks like he'll be successful. CM does Crystal Nova, but it's not enough. She really needed to get in range of Frostbite, and she couldn't. And actually, Quap is going in. Woken has the haste, but doesn't find anyone. Maybe expecting CM to go back to jungling, so instead they're going to be headed over to mid, maybe, to gank up the Lina, who is actually doing jungle stacks. So this is just going to be all for naught.
That was actually really good for SVW, though. They charge, and yeah, you're probably not going to get the kill on the clockwork, but they force a ton of rotations. They even forced a couple of TPs, and they spend, what, 100 mana to do that? Pretty sure Spirit Breaker is going to be okay with that unless Udanova dies over in mid. He's going to get lifted up, Sonic Wave through, with of course the Spirit to amplify everything else. That's a super dead Lina, so it's a little bit delayed, but Aspera get their dues, but may lose Gall, and in the meantime gets fissured, gets jumped by Notchik as well. Spirit Breaker going to grab that one for himself. A 1-for-1 trade, but man, Rubik is not worth that much to Aspera. Not the same as that Queen of Pain. Now over towards mid lane, Mana's going to get jumped, has no mana, is going to Echo Slam, do quite a bit of damage, charge coming through as well, but I don't think Mana's going to get out of here, not a chance. In fact, Cogs also pumping back Notchik, who takes a crit dagger to the back. It will fall to the battery assault of Afterlife. They don't have a hookshot any longer, it was already used, but still now it's a 1-for-3 trade over in this mid lane. Phantom Assassin making a big flashy arrival.
Yeah, she is feeling very strong. I mean, I don't think it's particularly any of the patch changes. I think it's just one of those things where a Phantom Assassin with uncontested farm is going to be pretty big. And she comes online a bit earlier than a Phantom Lancer just because she does have crits early on, feeling comfortable with fighting. I don't think the Phantom Lancer really wants to engage at all now, and he doesn't have the damage output, so... Phantom Lancer is actually going for lifesteal already. Maybe I help him jungle a little bit, realizing he's having a rough time. Up top, yeah, Ozzy taking a lot of damage. He is getting bashed as well, and they'll probably be able to pick him off. Yeah, one more auto attack, and CM actually gets it, so... Yeah, a nice quick pick on Ozik on that, Ozik on Elder Titan. But Looking at this net worth chart, we're like a little bit ahead, about 2,000 ahead per Aspera. It's not game breaking. It's something that one team fight could wipe away, but it's a nice lead to be having at this point in the game. And picking off Ozic, maybe helping SVW get back in it, but looking like they're behind. I'm just worried about this Phantom Lancer.
Lifesteal is, I mean, we see Vlad's picked up pretty frequently on Phantom Lancer. With Aquila, that's probably not going to happen. We also occasionally see Mask of Madness if he's just looking to power farm the jungle. But I don't know if I would trust Mask of Madness with Elder Titan on the enemy end and a Sonic Wave. It's that's a little bit too risky, I would say. So you could just hold this Morbid Mask. You could maybe even go for Helm of the Dominator. It doesn't help your illusions in the slightest, but it does let you stack up a lot easier, I guess. Like, I don't know. I feel like just a casual Morbid Mask might just be what he's going for right now.
Yeah, it might just be for sustain. It makes sense. It's just a little bit... you worry about these things when, as you said, there's an Elder Titan, there's a Quap. You probably want to be getting those stat items as fast as possible. So, Lifesteal, of course, not helping that. In the meantime, this mid tower, a really weird slow siege, and also we've got a hookshot deep onto the Lina. She's going to be going down. Light Striker Ray does manage to hit Afterlife, but doesn't matter because there's the Sonic Wave. And now CM, she's maybe in a bit of trouble, uses that Frostbite to get out. They actually have stunned nothing, and now Phantom Lancer is here. He's gonna try to go after Afterlife, and Queen of Pain is here though as well. She still has a number of screams. There's also a rocket. There's a charge coming out on the Clockwork. Queen of Pain taking a lot of damage, but of course she's just gonna blink away. The Echo Slam actually totally misses Afterlife. They're still going in on him. One more auto attack brings him down, but now the Spirit Breaker and the Phantom Lancer are in a bit of a bad position. But the stun, the Nether Strike coming out, killing off Queen of Pain, and she overstayed her welcome. Now Ozic, he might go down as well. Gonna probably take a lot of damage. The Stolen Fissure coming out of undefeated Goal, but Phantom Lancer is still going in. Doesn't really seem to care. Proc and Illusions, actually, they're maybe going back on Rubik, who is in the pit. Popping out of the pit, is slowed up now. Does have that Fade Bolt and then Telekinesis. Gonna try to use the Telekinesis to stun. Fade Bolt just gonna delay his inevitable death. Actually, a really nice Fissure coming out, but I think with that Lost Lance, gonna go down. So, a nice, definitely extended how long that death took. And yeah, as we were saying, one team fight, and I think they're going to go back down to 0 net worth difference, and I crashed.
Yeah, that was great for Notchik. He got the kill with a pretty lucky, timely Greater Bash, and that gave him his level 6 to also kill off the Queen of Pain. Something really weird that happened was that Phantom Assassin was in that fight, or at least she was near enough to participate, but very quickly decided to TP out. 1101 just didn't want to get in there, and everyone from SVW by the end of that fight really banged up and weak enough for a Phantom Assassin to just come in and clean house just by offering that Stifling Dagger. So interesting to see Aspera's game plan kind of pulling in two different directions. The heroes on the right side wanting to fight, or fight/retreat, and Phantom Assassin not wanting to do any of that. She just wants to get more farm up. We're gonna have a smoke up here from Aspera, and they might be running into Udanova right now, who just wants to get her Eul Scepter, but suddenly a million heroes. There's a Golem blocking the way, but just with the sheer damage, it looks like they'll be able to bring her down. Amplified by the Elder Titan, let it go from the CM is gonna do next to nothing. Freezing Field, not in the right position there. No hookshot available, but still, lots of damage being done. That's Lina down, and Tower most likely shortly to fall afterwards. With the Spirit from the Elder Titan being able to just fully scout out everyone, there's not much that SVW can actually do about this. Maybe they'll charge in, but yeah, there's a Sonic Wave coming back up for working. Charging in is not the correct decision.
Jump in
actually from the Queen of Pain. They're going to catch Akela with the lift up. Undefeated Gull wrapped around. Also stole Freezing Field. Charging from Notchik very quickly. He's going to decide against that one. Stifling Dagger is there. Plus another Phantom Strike. It's actually going to crit. Jump forward from the Queen of Pain as well as PA. Nether Strike dead before he can actually get it off. And that's a whole bunch of kills for the Dire side. Aspera collect huge there. And they also walk away with the Freezing Field for later.
Yeah, having the Freezing Field is actually huge. It's a really powerful spell, and a lot of CM's issue is that she just doesn't have the mana pool to cost it. Rubik will have the same issue, but he stole the level 1 Freezing Field, of course, since it's early on in this game, and it can be very powerful. So, either way, Elder Titan, I'm also just interested. I know that old Elder Titans maybe used to go, I feel like, Mono Boots and maybe a mech. I don't think this Elder Titan is going that route. It's been a long time since I've seen one, so I'll be interested to see what he decides to go.
Yeah, I feel like the Glimmer Force Staff type items a little bit more up Elder Titan's alley. I don't really think there's anything like super advanced that he has to be getting. Oh, a Medallion Solar Crest. Really good with Phantom Assassin, and hey, you already have a lot of minus armor from Natural Order, might as well make it even worse.
Yeah.
Also adding that evasion to Phantom Assassin if you want to use the Medallion defensively. I don't know exactly what it brings the blur chance up to, or the miss chance up to, but something like 70-ish%, something stupid like that. So Yeah, there's a lot of upside there. They're going to smoke up straight after, still with Freezing Field. Rubik's going to run into Urn. Madden is right around the corner, however. Fade Bolt is going to be thrown. Undefeated Gall currently looking like he's alone, but he's not. He's just baiting right now. He's going to get a lift up onto Urn. Not going to do quite enough. Another strike up on the Phantom Assassin. Now the Freezing Field and the Echo Slam. They're going to drop the Phantom Assassin super quickly, but they're all very weak. Can they actually clean up any of these kills? Working. He's going to get locked down and drop the Laguna Blade. Where is Clockwork? He is off to the side. Catches Lina. Gets shoved out of his own cogs. And he has no TP. This is a really bad place for any hero to be. He's going to have to go to mid, I think, if he has any chance of surviving. But Fissure's going to slow him down. Lance is available, going to slow him down even further. And CM going to teleport very shortly around just to get the kill. And it seems like SVW again survive with everyone pretty much at like 1/5 of their HP pool.
Yeah, taking out the Phantom Assassin really early in that fight seemed to work out fantastically. And that's the power of the Freezing Field, right? They're not necessarily, she doesn't have maxed blow yet, but still it's something where she's going to be dodging a lot of that physical damage that you throw out. So just Freezing Field all over her, and a nice big team fight for SVW getting back in this game. Spirit Breaker actually almost dying to creeps, so gonna be a good team fight for them. And now the drums are finished up on Phantom Lancer. He has decided to go the tank up a bit route. He's probably gonna pick up bots next and then work on that Diffusal. And Diffusal against Phantom Assassin, I mean, if it manages to hit her, it'll drain her mana. She doesn't super, I mean, other than needing to blink over, she doesn't super require mana, but I feel like that could be helpful. And I am just Crash City up in here, so
right. Right back. Well, I think the weird thing is that Phantom Assassin's doesn't look like she's going to go for a Battle Fury. Phantom Assassin versus Phantom Lancer is usually good for PA, since you can just cleave through everything, find the real PL really quickly, then bring him down, and Blur, for illusions at any rate for PL, there's no way to actually work around Blur. MKB does not, I don't think it applies the true hit, the you cannot miss effect to your illusions, correct me if I'm wrong, but Phantom Assassin should be fine to just, go ham if she is to get that item, but she instead has that Mythril Hammer. Going for the BKB probably is definitely a good item choice here, not going to deny that, but you probably afford to get one after the other. Aspera, they're still on the aggressive path, but now that Shaker has his Blink Dagger, it's going to be a lot more difficult for the Dire to actually be successfully aggressive, since, well, they have the Phantom Assassin, they have the Clockwork, they have Elder Titan, all melee heroes. I think the Elder Titan a little bit less inclined to get in that melee range. The upside of an Echo Slam is certainly here for SVW, especially since they have proper follow-up, the charge through in the Freezing Field. Roshan is going to be maybe attempted by the Dire. They're kind of not doing anything.
Yeah, both teams made these kind of aggressive movements into their opponents' jungles, just sitting around. There was actually a smoke coming out of SVW up top, searching their jungle, but of course the Dire is in the Radiant jungle, so now finally going to head over to Roshan. He should be pretty quick work. They've got the minus armor aura, which doesn't actually apply, never mind apparently. So they're just going to take him down, take a while. Nobody has a medallion yet. It does look like they might have an idea of this on SVW, though. They're headed towards it. They've pinged it out. They're going to completely see them on Aspera, and Roche is falling. There's a hook shot in onto CM, and also catching Phantom Lancer. He, of course, could Doppelganger out. The dagger comes out. CM is looking very dead. She is stunned up as well, but they might be able to kill Afterlife as well. CM does finally fall on the front line. We've got Noche trying to TP out. He manages to. A nice, ET ultimate, and now Queen of Pain picks off that Phantom Lancer with that Sonic Wave, but at the same time the Echo Slam coming and doing good work. But now here comes PA. I am terrified for everyone. Madden, he's been auto-attacked, he's probably not going to get out. Lina falls to the dagger, and Madden also falls, so a 4 for 2, not really a great team fight, and now of course PA picks up a DD to make sure Roshan falls.
Yeah, I think Roshan is going to fall pretty rapidly here. That hook shot from Clockwork, I mean, though he did trade his life for a CM, and usually for Clockwork, that's not really what you want to be doing. It jammed up SVW so much in that fight, kept the entire team away from the Spirit Breaker. SV is very lucky to actually get away from that with his life. So, that's nice for him, of course, but everyone else unable to actually get in, help out the Spirit Breaker. They essentially wasted the charge and Nether Strike because of that Clockwork play. So, solid plays here from the Clockwork, kind of playing that sacrificial role, but end result is not only do Aspera get more kills, and obviously that's pretty good for them, but they keep their Phantom Assassin alive, now 219. Now she has a double life, and soon she's going to have a BKB after she clears out the rest of these Ancients. In fact, she should have it, and she will have that. So next fight for SVW, gonna be a little bit worse. That was also the first usage of Earthshaker showing off his Blink Dagger, and it's not as spectacular as Madden really wants it to be.
Yeah. We also saw the first Split Earth, I believe, Earth Splitter. There are a number of spells called Split Earth or some variant, but Elder Titan has the Earth Splitter ultimate. He's finally got that up, and yeah, it did a good amount of zoning. But we'll be seeing. There is the Yules up on Lina. We'll see if maybe she can make some more business work. I wonder if she's still going to go the Aghanims. I feel like it's still very powerful, even though it got nerfed by 100 damage. But it's still pure damage, and it's still one of the few things that, you know, Phantom Lancer, you can hit her through that BKB.
I'm seeing these lifesteal effects when PA throws her daggers, so I'm pretty sure this is bugged out. She's going to jump right into Udanova, gets lifted up, but there's Cog there, so she can't leave. Phantom Assassin will get the kill in the end. Madden, his position is known right now. The dagger's actually going to go towards Urn. That's the real PL. Charge in from Notchik. They want Afterlife right now, but the backup is here. Comes the Earth Splitter. They're going to lift Notchik right back into it. 11-1 slot, full HP, going to crit him down. A double kill, 2-for-1 so far, as Kella's going to wander in. Well, keep herself safe for right now, but Fissure's actually still up on Rubik. In 9 seconds, he'll have another telekinesis and Urn. If he gets a little bit too close, he can just get bursted down. If there's a lucky amount of crits, he's going to jump in. No, Fissure from Earthshaker going to buy the PL enough cover to get out of there, but still, this is very low commitment stuff here from the Aspera side, since Phantom Assassin really doesn't have much to fear up against the 3 heroes that are alive right now.
Yeah, definitely a really dominating team fight for Aspera again, and yeah, PA has the Aegis, but even without it, it felt like she definitely could have just gone ham like she did. And they're actually going to back out a little bit, I guess, not wanting to siege this tower. PA instead just going to work on these Ancients. It's a small stack, it's not terribly important. PA actually having a bit of trouble with it, but yeah, I think it's meant to lifesteal, and it's bugged, because as you said, seeing weird effects. But either way, we got rapid map drawing. I think teams trying to decide what they want to do next, and this Lina, she's really not farming terribly well. I mean, a lot of that is the kills, but she needs more, it feels like, right now. And Spirit Breaker working on a Glimmer Cape, I'm gonna guess that Shadow Amulet is, but I don't know how much that's gonna protect you with the, well, it's gonna protect you less with the nerfs.
And of course, the abundance of pure damage here, and just massive damage from SPW. We have a charge up towards top lane, but this is not something that Notchik wants to be doing. I don't think he knows it. Okay, he definitely does. He's going to fall back for right now, but this is looking like a pretty dangerous push here, but a defendable one at that for SVW. They just make sure that they don't get hit with the hook shot. Notchik is sitting there in Biz. We've been seeing a lot of Shadow Amulet plays. He's going to Nether Strike the illusion. Oh no, they also lose the CM at the same time off to the side. 11-1 now, going to get hit with the charge. Fissure is there as well. No BKB just yet used by the PA, but off into the right side. They also bring down the Lina, who is without any sort of help. I think she was there with her CM friend. No, that was actually just in the front. 11-1 dove in. That was a bad Nether Strike from Spirit Breaker. You just guessed wrong.
And it's basically this ward up here just providing so much vision. She got, the Lina got hookshotted way off to the side of the fight. Nobody around to help her, you know. What is she gonna do? Yules herself and just delay the inevitable. So, there's gonna be, another cancelled charge. I don't know what SVW can do to get back into this. Just feeling like they're being kind of beaten at every turn, and yeah. Quap has the Aghanim. You just saw her, she's Sonic Waved a Creep Wave. She's in a perfect position to do that.
Miss Lina, she is not in any position to go offensively, really, versus the Aspera side. Eul Scepter, though, it is a very good item on Lina defensively. Really, you want to be using it to set up kills. And at this point, when Aspera are always wandering around in, you know, giant packs, catching your target with Eul Scepter into an LSA, though it is still very nice, is just so difficult to do, especially since Phantom Assassin is now going to go for an Assault Cuirass. Well, I mean, that doesn't exactly mess with Lina that much, but Phantom Assassin has her BKB already, so you just can't do that combo to her. It simply won't work, and if you land on the Queen of Pain, that's what you want to be doing, but it's also pretty difficult to kill her off. She has Aghanim Scepter and an Ultimate Orb now. Looks like she's building into most likely a Sheep Stick, so got some big items for Aspera coming up, and those items might be coming up at around the same time. It seems like Assault Cuirass maybe first, but AC, Helmut Dominator, BKB on Phantom Assassin, she's not scared of PL at all.
Yeah, and it's just what we talked about before. PL needs a bit longer to come online. There is this aggressive smoke. Maybe something will latch, but PL, he doesn't have anything. He will need an MKB, or the Lina will need an MKB, right? Someone needs something to deal with this PA, and you don't have it. You're way away from it. Phantom Lancer probably feeling like he needs a heart before he even dreams about an MKB, and actually maybe going to be a smoke out of Asper as well. They're grouped up kind of in smoking position, but nobody, there we go, maybe? Yep. There we go. They were grouped up in the way that you are when you're going to smoke. They're going to search into this jungle. They might run into Notchik, and that would really suck for him. He's behind the creeps. He hasn't actually popped their smoke. Now he pops their smoke. They're going to blink forwards on that Rubik. A telekinesis and a quick quick death. And now there's a hookshot pull. It's onto CM. Akella, caught again, manages to get herself out of the cogs, but maybe not enough. And there comes the quad, just blowing her up with a scream and a haste. Because, of course, Woken has both.
I've never seen a Fissure push a friendly out of cogs like that. That was really weird, but either way, it's not going to help CM that much. The blinking Rubik is a big asset right now. I mean, now they have two forms of initiation. You get the just jump in hook shot from the Clockwork. He's going to be doing that pretty much every single game, but Rubik also has a blink dagger at a pretty decent clip. So blink in, telekinesis, and while you're in that telekinesis, you could of course bet that the Spirit is going to come, the Aura is going to come there from the Elder Titan, and Phantom Assassin's going to not hesitate to jump into that target either. Whoever gets caught by that, pretty much no exception, is just going to get burst down, no problem whatsoever. That's a very easy tier 2 tower, the last tier 2 tower for Aspera to grab, and now they're probably just going to chill, farm, and wait for the next Roche. By that time, Assault Cuirass will be up on Phantom Assassin, and Elder Titan has actually gone for a Eul Scepter. I saw a Sage's Mask in his inventory. I thought he was going to go for Medallion, but Eul Scepter on Elder Titan you can set up for yourself, but more importantly, you just Eul the Spirit Breaker or Eul the Lina and just ignore them.
Yeah, definitely. I also thought we might see a Medallion, but I guess deciding they have enough minus armor, and they already have the mischance on the Phantom Assassin, so maybe not so worried about putting a Solar Crest on her head. Clockwork does have a Glimmer Cape, is now working on his Aghanim Scepter. He has been on point with these hooks, and so with an Aghanim Scepter, it gets even scarier for SVW, right? There is a smoke up top. They're maybe going to find the Elder Titan, who is for some reason trying to go solo. He wants to use the Stomp, but he is going to get Euled up as well. There's the Doppelganger to make more illusions. Light Strike Array is hitting, and that is a very dead Elder Titan. So yeah, a nice little pick there. Probably going to net them 1,000 gold, given how far behind they are. But, you know, not enough. If they can take this top tower as well, it'll be a good start. But looks like they're rallying the defenses on Aspera. So, Quap probably just going to Sonic Wave from afar. It's got a really big AoE. She actually is glimmered in. Sonic Waving does get most of them. Gets Noche and the Lina almost down to half health. And they get the top tower, but at the same time, your bottom's being pushed in. Rubik will probably leave, but
gets a lance. It's not bad.
Away.
You do a lot better, but it's not bad.
There's not a lot of bad stuff to steal on this lineup. It's kind of funny. It's one of those lineups where, I think if you get Empowering Haste, maybe that's the worst thing to steal. So everything else
Lance isn't that far from second. Like,
yeah, I feel like the charge is also not the best just because you don't get the bash applied. Oh, do you? You get the initial, you get a little stun, but you don't get the greater bash applied because you can't steal that. So I feel like charge is like it gets you in, but it's not maybe the best thing. So,
but those are all on Spirit Breaker. The easy solution is just don't cast Spell Steal on Spirit Breaker, and you're good to go. Like anyone else, you could get a pretty good skill from. But 15-22, and still the game plan for Aspera, just chill. Unfortunately for them, the game not really working out in a great way for them. Roshan just, by sheer luck, is going to be respawning in quite a long amount of time, close to a max respawn, a minute and a half until that one's up. It's going to give SVW some time to rally, some time to look for these additional pickoffs, but I mean, the Elder Titan really just put himself into a bad position up on that top lane, kind of was asking for it. It is going to be really hard to find these additional pickoffs. Like, everyone from Aspera are within arm's reach of one another. The Spirit's going to see absolutely everyone. Hookshot in. Actually going to catch the Lina in the backline. Now here comes the Stomp. It's going to catch him too. Earth Splitter coming in. It's not going to connect, but the Sonic Wave sure as hell will. Double kill instantly earned. Going to drop shortly after. Akella is going to get lifted up out of her freezing field. Matt is going to get dropped by the Rubik's right clicks, and Akella's going to get beaten down shortly after. It's a clean 5-0. And SVW did not expect that hook shot from the Clockwork. That was backbreaking.
Yeah, the Spirit, we hadn't talked about it as much, but the vision that it's giving, really helping them win these engagements. They've had a good ward coverage as well on Aspera, but that vision right there, on the giving Clockwork the perfect hook shot, this is a Rax, and I don't know if they have it in them to defend right now. If they do, they're going to have to buy back, which is going to delay everybody's items so much. They'll probably just take a lost Rax, but it may be too. The AC, of course, is up, and so the building's going to fall very, very quickly.
And there's an Alpha Wolf, so even more damage with the minus armor and, of course, the attack speed for everyone. SVW may even lose another tier 3 here. I mean, yeah, they'll all be alive right now, but you still gotta remember that Aspera just have so much brute force right now. They have another hook shot, they have another Sonic Wave. They, in fact, will always have Sonic Waves for these fights. And Phantom Assassin didn't use BKB, so she still has that on 10 seconds, so I don't know how she's able to keep that together. Blink Echo Slam, gonna miss because of a blink out from Phantom Assassin. Now gonna turn around and go straight for Madden, who's actually gonna get slowed down a little by the clockwork on his retreat, but 1101's running without any sort of interaction here. Ern is gonna drop the Rubik in the back line. Sonic Wave gonna cut through everybody as Workin's gonna jump right in. Unfortunately, out of mana, should be dropped soon, has stick charges, we'll get them out. One more Scream, we'll kill off the Lina, and Notchik's gonna drop very low as well. Do they know where the Spirit Breaker is? Seems like they might. 1101 still at full HP pretty much. We'll get the kill there, and someone will kill off the Spirit Breaker. Looks like an Elder Titan Spirit is gonna drop on him. Buyback from the Shaker, but that was a kind of fortuitous blink out from the Phantom Assassin. I don't know if she saw that one coming or what, but she probably did add back to the Observer Board, but it was still not the initiation that SVW needed.
Yeah, he tried to TP in so he'd get a good blink off, but unfortunately under vision. Yeah, we'll be going into a game 2 feeling very strong. Aspera must be. It's just they rolled over that game, and the Phantom Assassin pick turned out to work really well, and the Elder Titan. Can't not mention that guy. 2 and 25. Can you believe he had 25 assists?
27 kill involvements out of the 32.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I feel like Elder Titan did a lot that game. Just you know, just saying. So. We'll be headed into game 2, but that was really exciting, and I was glad to see new heroes.
And I just want to point out real quickly, this Lina's performance, though not stellar, not necessarily indicative of, oh, the patch killed her off. She is still capable of doing work, and hopefully we'll see that in a future game. Guys, I'm Mike Lors. I've been joined by Llama Down Under, and we'll be right back for game 2 between Aspera and SVW.